Hello, this is Ian. Welcome to another video. Today we're doing another video, another discussion theory video about, a popular theory that has popped up. I don't know, it probably could be a joke, people just joking around. Some people might take it seriously, some people might really believe it's true, only based on one piece of evidence. The fact that there is a woodland mansion that is burned down after, Impulse didn't know when it burned down. Like, when Impulse came back to the Woodland Mansion, he found it was burned down. Yeah. Like, he went down to the Lush Cave, came back up, and yeah, it was burned down. Like, how did that happen? When did that happen? And yeah, we're about to look into it. And whether or not, if it's possible that he is a part of that SMB, and the whole Impulse hardcore has been 100 hours this whole entire time. Has it? We're about to find out. Well, first of all, the main thing against this is probably the fact that I feel like Impulse started his hardcore before 100 hours became a thing, but putting that aside, let's get right into it, shall we? If you guys haven't seen either of the videos, be sure you do so. They're pretty interesting. I'm not going to go into too much detail about hardcore and whether or not it's okay to reset. And it's okay. It's similar, resetting for green is similar to using a totem in a sense. So we're just going to let that slide. We're not talking about that. We're talking about whether or not this is possible. Even though, I mean, I know it's not possible because I have the evidence. But you guys might not know, and you might want to hear the evidence. So let's get right into it. Also, your background. Thank you. Yeah. Alright. The main thing that I noticed that both of these things don't have in common at all is the fact that one has a day counter and one has a 100-hour timer thing. Like, you see the day counter every time a day passes, and yeah, Impulse uses it so that he can figure out what day he's on, and Puka can get some help in editing and all that. And yeah, in 100 hours hardcore, there is a nice little timer at the bottom right. A nice little red timer of how long has passed, how many hours have passed up to 100 hours. And an Impulse doesn't have that, and 100 hours don't have the day counter, so definitely interesting. Because it feels like it's built into the server from what we can tell from Jimmy, who was a guest in 100 hours. And yeah, the next evidence is, the fact that Impulse created this world in a single player world and we see him make it on the first stream in single player, and we often see him jump out of that world sometimes to check on his creative world. Well, we've seen it once, but I've seen it once. But he's jumped out of the hardcore world to go look at the creative world, and hop back into his world, which were both single player, by the way. It was under the single player tab, not multiplayer. Was it a server? It was a world. Yeah. That's the big kind of part because Green, Joel, and Scar are using the Last Life server, which is a multiplayer server, and it's now a single player world. Yeah, that's a pretty big thing. And also, the days are vastly different. Impulse is, he's over 200 days at this point, and yeah, the Green has stated that there are over 1,000 days in that server. So yeah, definitely not the same world. It can't be the same world, could it? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you could always check the F3 screen to see if it's similar, but I didn't do that, so yeah. We also have a mystery of how the Woodland Mansion burned down, and yeah, they both have a Woodland Mansion near their bases, where they chose to build their bases, which is interesting. And we don't know how the Woodland Mansion burned in Impulse's thing, though there could be a lava lake nearby that they didn't we didn't see. So it could be possible somewhere out there the trees started burning and then it got to the mansion and the mansion burned down. It could possibly not be the other guys. Hey, it's a mystery. Because we know how the little mansion burned in the last one. In 100 hours. Well, it was rather unfortunate. Yeah. Yeah, we never see the world get created in the server. We don't know seed of either of them. We don't know if they're the same or they're random, or because Impulse created a random seed. We did not see him put a seed in there. Completely random. So the chances of them being the exact same seed is pretty slim. Yeah. And we saw the seed and world get loaded up. We saw everything live. So we didn't see everything live in 100 hours. We didn't see every minute being recorded like we did with Impulse's hardcore live streams and all that. Yeah. And yeah, 100 hours does not seem to be a live stream series, which is fine, makes sense, because it's a lot more fun in video form. And that's fine. 100 hours. It's definitely not Impulse's server, and Impulse's server is not 100 hours. Of course, Impulse could still be a guest in 100 hours, but I wonder how they're going to play that one out. It could either confirm or deconfirm any theories. It would probably be funny if he was already geared up with netherite armor and a totem and all his stuff before being guested in the video. If he were a guest, just for the lulz. But I don't think so. Honestly, it's fine. What do you guys think? Do you think this theory is true? Do you have any other evidence that points to its possibility? Or do you agree with me and the fact that it's not true? This was just for fun and all that stuff. It wasn't really meant to be taken seriously. Like, this theory isn't really meant to be taken seriously. No theories are meant to be taken too seriously. But of course, people take things too seriously, and some people will hardly believe that this theory is true, when it might not be. It probably is not. It would be very interesting how they could pull that off if it was. Very interesting, but yeah. I don't think so. Especially since we don't see anyone joining or leaving or all that stuff, and we don't see any other stuff there. It's very much not an SMP. Anyway. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Whenever that might be.